it. So, you come on here, controller. Well, I shall ask you not so politely to work. Let me just get my overlay up. Okay, there's my chats. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did they... Oh! They did get rid of the stupid icon! They did it! They finally did it! They finally got rid of the stupid heart icon at the bottom right of the YouTube chat. You don't have it anymore in the OBS overlay, at least. I don't care if it's in the... How does one get good at ACC? Well, if I had the answers. But yeah, they got rid of the stupid heart icon, so I can actually read messages that people send to me. This is great. This is a massive improvement. Right, I still have an issue with this thing. I still haven't fixed it. There's a bunch of stuff that hasn't been fixed still. It's all like... right. So. Model up. We're in-game, although I should get on the race server, because, you know... we have to still switch to car. Where's my Mercedes? Yeah, it is. I'm just blind. No, we're not driving this one. We're doing this one. I'm not driving with this. 2 hours anymore. Needing to match times in the V-track practice. You haven't done with... Final. We'll come to this in a moment. I need to first focus on getting on the server. This thanks, it doesn't fill the password. Thank you, Goose. Also didn't switch the scenes. Although, yeah, that probably is because I started SimHub. I started OBS after I started the game, which is why it hadn't switched. But we can obviously manually switch. Right, I need to get on to... Where's the sudo? There's the ping for that thing. Was it in the announcements? Yes, it's in the announcements. It's still, I think, the same password as last time, but they must have changed the IP of the server, so it isn't showing... It's not autofilling the password anymore. In general, I would be curious what the, like, encryption is. Or even if it's just pre-hashed. Because if you look in your player settings, Jason, you will find all the a list of servers with their autofill passwords. Except that it's not the password, it's obviously encrypted. I don't know if they are pre-hashed, and then this pre-hashed is the hash that they actually sent into the server. Or if this is encrypted instead. Either way, it would be useful to perhaps know what algorithm they're using, so you could add automatically passwords to others for servers before you even join them. So, I guess we have someone at least to race here tonight. Runov is running a McLaren. I don't know if they've raced here before. We'll get back to you in a moment. I'll go through all the necessities right now. SimGrid seems to be a bit slow tonight. I had it earlier not load at all. I wanted to check the entry list on this one to see especially the results, but like it's taking like forever right now to load the page, my events page, so it's like Singward seems to be just down tonight, so like I guess we're just gonna, you know, figure it out as we go. It's, like, no need to actually, you know, think too much about it. Track is green? Now that's interesting. I'm gonna qualify it. Well, let's take the few out still. This guy seems to be hauling quite ass, and like his car's actually turning so much. That's concerning. It is relatively cold, so we can close the brake ducts here. ABS, turn that shit down. We don't need to run more than one. Max the caster. Might not be a casting show, but sure, we can make use of that. Lower the toe. Any toes we have are mine on this stream. And then probably increase the tire pressures because it's pretty cold on the server right now. Yeah, this guy is hauling ass. This is kind of like something to get into. So this should be that I have personally issues with because I mean you might have actually seen my post on Track EU Discord about it, of me saying like, look, I can look at the some lap track guide, Alien Hot Lap. I can look at my lines, and then I can look at like Jordan's lines, for example, and like I cannot tell the difference. Like there's small details that are like, well, kind of, but like I mean, this is not gonna make a difference more than a tenth or two. That's not the 2 seconds that are being lost here. So go figure. That's kind of a thing with me. Yeah, I wrote this on the I wrote this the other day actually on the Track EU Discord. Seong asked was like, hey, that he improved from like I think running 151s at Hungaroring like 6 months ago and is now running like 43s, I think he said, something like that. Doesn't matter quite, but like, and was like, hey, does anyone else have inspiring stories? And I'm like, no. Yeah, I've ruined the entire mood, I know, I made it about myself completely. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I mean, it's in the sim racing section on the sim racing channel on the Track EU Discord. It's like, sure as hell easy to miss, although there wasn't too much discussion. Liv came back to me at about, I think like 2 AM my time. I added a bit of text, and then Reska agreed with me as well again. When I brought up like, hey, I take like 5 laps and then I'm up to speed. But like Reska's like, yeah, I get that feeling. Because he was doing like indie practice apparently yesterday with an Indy car at some road circuit, I think. And then like his fastest lap at the end of like 2 hours of practice was like a 10th faster than his first flyer. It's like, yeah, that's just like pain. Right. We should start doing some, you know, qualifying. And practice. Oh yeah, pink, hot pink. We're running, however, the more you could call it BWT pink, but like fucking hell, Jesus, I nearly took the GT3 out there. This track is fun. Yeah. I'm not really the shittest that I am. Yeah, I mean, there's one driver that is slower probably still than you. And that is NASA. I did. I mean, you must have left his stream just before I had jumped in. I can't dissolve myself into fucking thin air.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
But yeah, I was there for a bit. But it's like, it's really, I mean, even when I spot some of his mistakes and like issues, it's like, it's really difficult sometimes to get them to him. At least what I saw was like he had fixed his, fixed that he had the MFD mapped to his, probably to his D-pad. So he was able to navigate the pit menu. Because he did bonk the wall in a night in the race, and then like, hey, how much damage everything? And I'm just like, yeah, well, check pit menu, and he did it and actually was able to figure out he had 11 seconds worth of damage. Which is good progress to be able to figure these things out. NASA. I literally mentioned him by name. The slowest one in the pre-qualifying so far. And you were on his stream yesterday, and I think also on Friday as well.
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Charging front.
Between Prime and Silver. I'm just yeah, what car are you driving again? Aren't you driving? I mean, I don't have actually the pre-quali sheet open because I had that one.
Yellow flag is set.
I have that one open actually under Linux. So I don't have that one open. It's one of my tabs in my Firefox browser. Because I don't have... Well, actually, I could probably dump it. No, I can't, because it's in ext4 file. Linux partition is under ext4. Right, we're 4/10 down actually, so you know, I thought it was a decent lap, but we're not fast enough. Need to haul more ass. Fit the throttle too early now. The sound limit with the beamer most. I mean, the thing is, the Beamer is also still a meta car. Like, I think I saw the other day, like, I think it was like covering Alien Hot Lap Times. Someone posted it mainly for the fact that the Bentley was like miles off the pace. The McLaren was fastest, but the M4 was, I think, within a tenth. Like most GT3s were within a tenth, but like things like the N6, stuff like that was a bit further drift. Like a half a second or so off. Nothing the end of the world. Oh, come on! Stupid track limits. Should have probably checked the suspension if we're running a bit stiff, because it does feel. But this track always feels like just awful of how bumpy it is. It's just one of the worst things I've ever done on this circuit specifically is I drove the the 650S here. That is an awful experience, I can tell you. And that's also with the, like, not driving meta cars. It's like, yeah, that was not an all-timer race or something. That was like genuinely against the regular field of GT3s. It was an off-season event, and it was another one of those at 2 in the morning deals. Oh, miles off the apex there. I think I can get close to him. It's gonna be not easy. Jump, but like I think the laptop is in there. Oh come on, fucking make the corner, please. Can probably trim the car a bit more out. Trim a bit more oversteer into the car. Loosen it up a bit. God. Yeah, I'm fighting and I think a bit too much to turn. Bit deep there in the brakes, way too deep. Lost all the momentum out of the corner. Oh, no, not the exit that I wanted. Getting back to the desktop. Oh, come on, brakes! What was that? Like, I pressed the brake pedal and it just nothing responds. Oh, I love this car times. Hello, brake. I'm a fucking 1/10 of it! And Johnson even fucking jumped. Wait, what? I did jump him in the end? Huh? Thought I needed a bit more. Okay. Also, where's everybody else in this qualifying? Where have all GT3s gone? Because I've had clear for the last few laps. Like, that's been weird. I mean, but the track is rubbering in, so like, shouldn't take this quite for granted, and like, I'm terribly down again now. Okay, we can just run that curb. Ah, yeah, and there's a full 10th there. But yeah, we can just run over that curb. It doesn't, the car doesn't care. It sort of doesn't care about this one either. Yeah, I'm gonna practice the pit entry and then get... Again, the ABS malfunction there. And just sends me completely understeering off the circuit daily. The tire pressure's a bit on the high side. Attack the pit entry a bit harder than that. Right. Okay. And he beats me again by like fucking nothing. Jesus. This is tight. We need to reduce the pressures a bit. My wheelbase just going completely ham on the fan again. And the reality is, like, if I drive a bit long, it will, like, just stop running the fan then suddenly. It's just that weird. We're already running minimum wing. So we're just gonna jack the rear ride height a bit further up. So I am running stiffer springs in the front, like that's not great of an idea. What else do we have? I think we have basically everything at that point.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
What is that pose on the thumbnail? Anxiety? I'm drumming my chest. What do you mean? I'm returning back to monkey. Also, I'm noticing. Wait a minute. We have another guy who's just beat me as well. What is this case when, like, whatever, I'm like, yeah, this is a secure qualifying, and then it's just like, hey, you take a fucking 10. For a shootout, like, top 4 GT4s within a second of each other. Not just within a second, wait, that's like 2 10s. Splitting the top GT4s right now. I know this should be in there. I'm returning back to monkey with them. But like I know that there's time here if we're just running the curbs, and the softer suspension I think is gonna help me even with that additionally. It's not quite ideal running that wide. Just look in terms of traffic behind me. GT3 closing in. Oh fucking hell, this corner still is like a fucking nightmare and a half.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I don't get it, like every other corner works fine, that one just wants to, for some reason, not slow down. Oh, broke too early there. It's fine, it's within range.
Slow car ahead.
Oh, come on! Shitbox.
Yellow flag.
Oh, come on! No, fuck!
Yellow flag, be careful there. Landing right ahead.
I wanted to act like a fucking shitbox. Wait, where's my keyboard? There it is. And send me into the fucking Shadow Realm. Come on. Like, the pace is in there, definitely. Because I was matching there on the lap.
Away from curbs.
Even though every single corner was wrong. The amount of ABS chatter is quite a lot. Car seems to not stay on the ground. I have to consciously steer towards the curb because the car will just roll over it. Yeah, that's not the statement. But I should have like 2 10s in that lap. The question is, can I put it together? Especially that corner there is trying to be a bitch, and this one is Just not wanting to slow my car down one time. Fucking hell. Okay, GT3 behind is dropping back. So I'm not gonna let him by. Because he's making his gap. Start his run. Come on.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
A bit deep there. And not really able to carry the speed out of the corner to make it. I did for the most part make it up again. Oh fuck, too fast. Lost the gain, most of the gains there. That's more like it. Was taking it easy for there. More time. Let's see where we're gonna stop here.
Well done, mate. Cross over.
Fuck, I didn't pay attention to turn 1 then. Yeah, we moved the benchmark. At least something. Is that GT3 behind me? Yeah, we have one coming. At the moment. We're gonna go again, obviously. Stars have another run in them. Let's let GT3 go. Another GT3 behind, we're gonna let him go soon enough.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Again, that took a lot of burden off me when I finally delivered the lap. That was... Loosening the setup up was very much the right choice. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to much improve or not. But there's one more GT3 behind and then there's a massive gap behind. I have more than enough time to accommodate the GT3. Come on. We have enough time to likely do another lap after this one. Okay, never mind. A lot fast out of the corner there. We're not completely overcooking it. bit loose. Lost a bit of time there again. And not as fast out of there. Yep, that's all lost gains gone again. Carry a bit more speed into here. Out of there. And it then removes all the gains again out of the following corner. Still, we kept Paul. Well, we haven't quite kept it right now. There's still the Wilson. Well, actually, I have still time for another run. Just realized. But I had already abandoned. At that point, doesn't matter. Not really, I mean, it's just GT4 Qualy. Even at the best of times, it doesn't matter. Okay, he's just doing drift to get his point, so he's also done with Qualy. I mean, Dub, you're more likely to become blue flag material. At least we have a bit more of a GT4 feel this time around. I did want to check earlier again, before, you know, SimGrid took half an eternity to load. Well, it seems to still take half an eternity to load. SimGrid seems to still be incredibly slow for some reason. I wanted to check on the results and see if the McLaren driver, if he ran in round 1. I know the Wilson ran in the last 2 rounds. Wilson did not make it in time for the start for Bathurst. And then he also he ran an Alpine at what is it called again? Red Bull Ring, but like he was also like multiple laps down because he wasn't really on time. Wait, rain. Oh yeah, there's rain coming in. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Hold on a minute, there's rain incoming on the radar. So, okay, 55 liters, that's gonna be... We have to refuel on the pit stop? Should I maybe take like 80 to... Nah, it's heavy rain, it's a 30-minute race. We're gonna have to swap off... Yeah, we're gonna have to very likely swap tires anyway. So... Dry pressures... Second strat, 20 liters, wets, with about 26 psi, something like that. Thank goodness I saw that guy's message in the chat, being like, hey. Pointing out that there is rain incoming in a few minutes. And it's like, would be a shame if I forgot to put rain tires on the car. Let me briefly save the setup. Look for underscore. Underscore. Why is my underscore not fitting at times? God damn it. Yeah, we have a setup saved. Okay, heavy rain in 10 minutes. Honestly, should I roll out with with wet tires, because the rain will hit very soon. Fuck it, we ball. Okay, I'm gonna go stupid. Yeah, I need a moment here to just tire pressures. Come on.
20 seconds.
Come on. Gonna be a little low on the pressures.
10 seconds.
Come on, exit the menu. Okay, because the light rain was already predicted with 10 minutes to go when we were on the grid standing. So we're gonna roll with wet tires here off the grid. Rain light on, because we're on rain tires here. Yeah, heavy rain intensifying even in 30 minutes. Yeah, this is gonna get far. Condition. Obviously, we wanna now, on the formation lap, take as much care of our tires as possible. Just rolling on the formation lap on this dry track will cause a lot of tire heating. So we will just roll. But I have done this strategy before. Although this track is a lot shorter than... I mean, it's not that much shorter than Solder. So I've done this specifically at Solder before. We might be lucky and already have the rain started before the end of the formation lap. But if not, well... that's not gonna be the biggest problem. Yeah, just rolling on the track is already overheating the tires. Oh boy. Wait for the rain here. Because, you know, it may take like a lap or two before the rain hits, so... And then it will take like a bit before the track actually gets wet. You need to catch up a bit here. A bit backwards on the formation right now. We've hit 30 PSI already. We're still on formation lab. Yep, now it's double foul. (32 PSI). I mean, we do have to do a pit stop technically, so like the strat isn't like this bonkersly good, but like if we can make him 30 seconds, that's gotta be already enough. By not having to change tires in the pit stop. Yeah, I know slicks are still optimum. We can keep the Camaro behind us. Would obviously be ideal. Pretty sure I'm not clear. Yeah, there is still a Camaro there. Oh god, there's a lot of cars off the road there. And considering how much ground I'm losing, they're very likely on slicks here. And there comes the rain. Perfect for me. And immediately more GT3s off the road there. Guys, the track isn't even wet properly and you're already losing it. God damn it. GT3. Why is my windscreen wiper not switching on? I'm not getting my windscreen wiper to switch on. Okay, we're gonna pull it out of the electronics menu because it seems to just not want to turn on. My button map seems to be not wanting to work for it. Green lights wiper. Thank you. I don't know why the button didn't want to work, but like sure, we're gonna just manually do that. Light rain right now. So it will take a moment for the track to soak.
There's a slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Right. Tire pressures are starting to drop slightly. We're getting there. Although we're still losing massive amounts of time to the cars in front that are still at slicks. Except if they make mistakes like that. GT3 alongside.
On the right.
Hang on again, okay.
Well done, mate. Whistle fast or slow.
What a waste of my time. I'm 6 seconds right now down to Wilson. The tire is not completely red anymore. At least on my display, obviously on the stream display it will regularly be not quite right. Except it might actually be more correct because the tire is... Because I think the wet tire operates on colder temperatures. One of its key features. So what is hot for the wet tire might actually be cold for the dry tire. EBS chat on that braking zone is still something. Maybe slam the brake bias, but maximum rearwards. Let's go with that. Okay, Wilson is coming in. The other one is following in as well, and we will obviously continue on because we don't need to pit. We have wet tires already on.
Whistle fast or slow.
Although we should probably pit for fuel relatively soon so we can cover them off from undercutting us. Although I don't expect them to. We don't need to pit that early. I think the good strategy is run to the halfway point so we can see if there's any weather changes out there. Hi. Ruby, come on, GT3, do I need to help you around the corner, you fucking piece of shit?
Clear on the right.
Why are GT3 drivers like this? Ah, it's this guy again. He spun in qualifying in front of me. After I'd let him by. Yeah, I started... It was dry at the start of the race and I started on wet tires. That was my strategy. We do have a mandatory pit stop, but we only have to take fuel, so I'm obviously using that to just take a liter and get back out. But obviously the tires are still in the process of coming back down from the massive overheat. And GT3 traffic's gonna be fun this race.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I mean, at least V4H is not running here this next season. Because, you know, it's not like Snetterton and Brands are particularly much better than this circuit for multi-class racing. I mean, okay, they're a bit less bumpy. Oh god. They're a bit less bumpy than this thing. I mean, this thing is nightmarish even in GT4 cars with how bumpy it is. Oh yeah, I'm running P4 overall right now. Sure, that makes sense. That's why I'm getting... But wait a minute, then... Because I'm pretty sure some of these GT3 drivers, they're also on wet tires like me. And they also haven't pitted yet. It's the dub guy and also the... Jones that just passed me. They're all very likely on wets. Yeah, probably under pressure my tires. In the haste of setting this up in like a minute before the start. Brakes, please! For fucking sakes, the ABS system is so trash on this car. I'm running one ABS and it's still like firing like constantly.
Clear on the right.
It's like I'm at maximum rearward bias and everything, and the thing just malfunctions completely. It just burps constantly. Just firing so much. I was expecting someone to show up tonight with the Mustang, because they did actually allow you to change over to the Mustang. You can change here freely the car between rounds. I haven't done it so far this season because, you know, what's the point really?
Car on the right.
Come on, go buy GT3. I don't want to deal with you right now. Alright, current goal, run another 20 minutes, then come in for the pit stop. It's really difficult to judge if I'm going a good pace right now. No idea what the others are doing in the class, so it's really difficult right now.
Yellow flag accepted.
The McLaren is still circling behind me without having done a pit stop 15 seconds behind. And the others are 25 seconds behind him? Well, that's a bit sus. McLaren must be... Okay, the McLaren has now pitted, so he must have been like struggling badly with pace at that point. Because I'm expecting them to be about 60 seconds behind me, considering they've done a tire swap and everything. The McLaren must have like stayed out on dries. I don't know quite why he stayed out this long with dries, considering the others had pitted already. It was probably a good idea to swap. Maybe he just misread me being on dries.
Car on the left.
That's a decent likelihood that he thought I'm on dries. I've turned the lap on dry tires the entire race. Obviously, Qualy ran dry tires. Because it's really difficult with like the GT3s just flying by you, like to judge that you're going a good pace.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Yellow flag in sector 2.
And so what? Ooh, come on.
Car on the left.
There's an Aston.
Clear on the left.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck. Hui. It's been out there qualifying before, but like that was a bit too close. Tire pressures are running right now in 29s. Not great. Should have probably put a PSI more in them, but it is what it is. Also, rear tires are running a bit lower because I put half a PSI less pressure into them. It's a usual strategy for wet tires, but like didn't quite work out this time, and so I drove a bit weirdly up the hill there. Sorry, Porsche buddy, right? That thing is obviously probably a rocket ship in these conditions, as long as you don't die. Porsche and Arena's very strong combo, always. Jones is in the pits. It's either started on dries or just started on wets, or I don't know. Yeah, another 15 minutes, then we're gonna probably check the weather and then come in, do pit stop.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Slow car ahead.
How much fuel is it right now predicting? I have 12 liters extra, Jesus. Okay, that's like good to know. 1 liter pit stop then. Guess is the solution to that. But better more than nothing. There's some sizable gaps in the traffic. I mean, yeah, we're not that many actually people driving tonight. I mean, I qualified GT4 pole with in P14 and there were actually no GT3s behind us for once at the start of the race. So, there's only 13 GT3 cars. And that is if all of them still running at this point. Considering the conditions, I wouldn't be surprised if some have already retired. Although, I think we're getting all 14 at this point still.
Flag ahead. Be careful. There's a slow car
I'm running
ahead.
P10 overall right now. Yes. Well, there's Wilson in P14 right now, so maybe we lost one. Or there's one further down behind him. Well, yeah, that's the answer. It's unknown who's a lap down. At least one. Is he heading in? No, it doesn't seem like it. So he headed over the hill a bit weird. He had a 2-minute lap time. 2:20. That was what, 31 seconds faster there, so he must have done like quite a few spins there.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Yep, calculation does go a bit blur over the line, but it's throwing a bit of a challenge up to me. Car's occasionally wanting to step out. Yes, they're not closing it that fast on me. I definitely wouldn't switch to TC off. Maybe even turn it up to click. Nah, it's probably will just didn't go malfunction again.
There's a slow car ahead.
Nah, there's a... wait, no, that's not another GT3. Oh god, somebody's taking out my braking marker here. That's a bit of an issue. Have to find something new. How did they do that? It's like, I know that the left hand side is like relatively easy to take out, but like both sides? Come on, people. Just please. It's not like there's too many markings on that corner. Give a good braking marker. Well, I slowed down this time around. Alright. Doesn't mean I will on every lap. What is the McLaren GT4? Oh, he did go to the pits. That's why he's not in front of us anymore. Because he was the white flag on the last lap. I can actually get an idea of how far they're behind me. Because when I cross the line, they will be displayed as +1 lap. Actually, Willow is displayed as plus 36 seconds. That's a bit close. That's suspiciously close. Maybe I need to move my schedule up with the pit stop. To stop him from just being able to pass me off cycle.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Got another GT3. Possible that he's around that number. And the pit lane must be relatively short. Oh, he's made a massive amount of ground on me. I don't know. That one is a bit scary. Okay, there's no rain in 30 minutes, and that's fun. The rain will stop towards the end of the race, but I'm not sure it will dry out completely. I didn't check when the switch to display there. But it's like it's 10 minutes of dry running. Nearly. Maybe, but I mean it's still overcast. It's likely that it will just stay quite wet at that point. And once the GT3s are finally all by me, it will probably be easier to judge. They're taking all that time to finally catch up to me and pass me. So I have no idea quite how far he is down to me. Okay, yeah, 36 seconds roughly. That's when the +1 lap disappeared from him. This is a lot closer than I would have expected. Because, you know, he spent 30 seconds standing in the pit lane to switch tires out. The pit lane is definitely not 7 seconds long in it. I don't think I lost that much ground with the traffic. Right now, really difficult on the strategy. Do I go long and then consider just swapping onto a set of dries? Nah, dries are not gonna be worth it. Yeah? I mean, if everybody's forced to switch to dries. Because it gets dry enough for that. But it's really only the last laps or so. I mean, even if it's not gonna rain for the last 10 minutes or so. The track's just gonna be so wet that, like... if we're gonna just continue to run wet tires, especially me who has a bit too low of pressure on the wets. It's a short pit lane. This should. Woo, you! Fucking GT3 sneaking up on me.
Clear on the right. There's a slow car ahead.
And then Wilson, I have my relative. About 33 seconds on there. It is not easy right now. GT3 is right now lapping GT4 pace in the dry.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
The unknown has binned it again. What else in your water wets? Two more GT3s I think behind me, and then I have finally the gap to Wilson. So I actually have accurate gap calculation finally, and know how far he is actually behind me. We do have a good rough estimate of 30 seconds roughly. Below that, we need to definitely pit immediately. Otherwise, I would like to see how the weather plays out here. We have another GT3 drop back, and me, who's doing right now pit stops. You'll probably end up out of the pits before Wilson, so extra fun. Have to wait for another GT3 to finally pass it, all of us. Do a clean picture of how the gaps are actually. That cycled out in between us again. It's just pain.
You're halfway through, not over yet.
Yep, I know. Wilson is definitely making sure of that. He's still in this. 33 seconds.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Faster car coming up behind. Watch out. Clear on the right.
Oh, for God's sakes, that guy's flying off.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Not helping me at all. Was it just lapped?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I think yes. by.
Clear on the right.
Yeah, that was the race leader. That left me. The other guy flew off. Right, so we just need to dispose of this guy, and then we have a bit better chance of having an idea of the gap.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Faster cars
18.6 seconds to dub. Yeah, I should probably just take the plunge and pits to avoid ending up losing a position in the process of this entire thing.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
One would have to wait. We know the rain stops with at least 7 minutes on the clock. So if we do another 10 minutes worth of laps, we should be able to see it. "29 seconds. Yeah, he's closing in. I don't like this. It's like nothing I can do. This is as fast as this guy will go. But he seems to just have a bit more pace than me. It's just this fun part where like you can do nothing about your pace and just get utterly beat to death by other people.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
I broke a bit late and it sent me wide.
Car on the right.
Trying to finally get a bit of push in the car.
Be careful. Faster car is approaching.
Because it's starting to close the pit window for me to be able to pull it off at this point.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Well, I did play a strategic blinder in terms of starting on wet tires, but the guy that did have to change tires, Well, under 30 seconds now behind me, and I have to still do a pit stop for Splash. But I'm currently trying to play... Yeah, I'm trying to play out swapping to dry tires. That is currently my strategy. In 10 minutes it's gonna switch to light rain. And then another 5 or so minutes later the rain will stop. The consideration is to just skip back to wet dry tires and finish the race on dries. But I'm not sure it's gonna be like completely worth it. 7 minutes is just a bit short. But I'm in some ways committed to the strategy now. Because the pit window for me is closing behind. As he keeps closing in on me. 27 seconds. Jesus, he just keeps fucking taking seconds out of me. My car does not have anything more. I've been lapping the same pace the entire race. And he just can go so much faster than me. It's so annoying. I'm gonna lose it just because... Fucking pit strategy. Yeah, okay, dry already in 10 minutes. Completely dry in 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna stay on the strat. We're gonna go into dry tires. Oh, come on. We're going high pressure dry tires. That's gonna be the strat. There's a chance this can work out with 12 minutes to make up the difference. Just have to focus. Minimize time losses because we still have to obviously, you know, do the entire pit stop. Also went a lot faster this lap, so the track must be drying a bit off. If that's the case. Oh, come on, fucking stupid ABS. Let's go casually up and 1.5 PSI. Dry settings. Still take that 1 liter. Fuel we have plenty to get to the end. Soon we will have to dispose of the last GT3 will dispose of me finally. So I actually have my good cap calculation behind. Just know what the other guy's up to. First this guy here lapping me. To lift there. And he's still gonna bin it. Like, I lifted, bruh, and you still couldn't get around the corner. Come on, dude. Pathetic. There's Dub again coming up to overtake me. fuck is... Fuck you, you stupid git. Competence, like completely not present.
Clear on the left.
And then shove it up the inside in the high-speed corner. Sure, what the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, I hate people like that. They are the biggest fucking idiots. And he complains that, like, blue flags would race him. It's like, fuck off. You're too stupid and too slow to actually get anyone to blue flag you. And to actually get a blue flag on someone. You will only get blue flagged never yourself. That gap down to 25 seconds. Like, this is roughly, I think, the time that it takes to drive through the pit lane. Let alone to refuel a bit. I am very much locked into my tire change strat. At worst, we'll want to finish V2, but that's gonna suck still, considering I basically had this one on the back the entire race. And if I had pitted earlier, it would have been more or less guaranteed. I just kept driving around and just trying to overthink the strategy. That's probably what's gonna break my neck. Also, my gap calculation at times is just going completely ballistic. It just seems to just not understand where the other car is on the track. Like, it's definitely not 109 seconds behind me.
Clear on the left.
Then the update rate suddenly drops. It's in 23 now. The rain should drop down to light rain any moment now. No, you're not passing me on this corner, for fuck's sakes. What? He didn't go alongside there, huh? Some people.
Clear on the right.
Yeah, we're on light rain now. Okay. We need to get ready for the pit stop at this point. Because the rain should stop in a few minutes now.
Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
And I would like the track to at least go back down to damp before I swap onto dry tires.
Faster car coming up behind you.
So, let's...
On the right. Clear on the right.
How am I doing? Well, I'm alive, sort of, but like, also getting my ass handed back to me. Like, despite me not having pitted at the start for wet, because I started on wet tires, the other guy has closed down me to about 25 seconds. Most. And I have to still pit, he doesn't. That's why I'm going with the option of going on to dry tires for the end of the race. Hoping the track dries off enough. The rain should stop in the next minute or so. Problem is, it's not particularly warm and it's overcast still. It's gonna be overcast for the rest of the race. Yeah, the rain has now finally stopped. My windshield wiper button doesn't want to work. I don't know why, it just doesn't. So I have to actually grab it out of the electronics menu. At least switch it off immediately.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
There's 2 people with drive-thrus in front. That's an achievement.
There's a car leaving the pit lane, watch out. Faster car approaching, watch out.
Yeah, already getting warm, the tires. Track is still declared wet. I want my track to be at least declared, you know, damp before. Whoa, hello there. Before I swap onto dry tires.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's just way too much water still on the track before we can consider going onto dry tires. I think that's the entire thing that's gonna hang my plan here. The fact that it's just not gonna dry off enough. Yeah, we have with 9 minutes remaining and they're still not even gone down to damp.
Faster cars in
Track is still stuck at wet here. This is not working out in the slightest. I think I need to drop the tire swap and just do the pit stop. It's still gonna likely cost me the position at this point. I don't have enough gap to pull it off. Well, wet tires are starting to become warm. Come on, turn.
yellow flag in sector 3.
It's still not damp. Why is it taking so long to dry? Ah! Just completely ruined my strategy play. Like, it's just not wanting to dry off. The rain is gone for like 5 minutes now, and it's not even budged off wet yet. I'm gonna continue lapping, but I will remove the pit stop, the tire change for now. There's no point in changing the tires now. We were not gonna make the ground back up. It's 30 seconds lost, and it's just... I would have needed a bit more laps than that to make up that difference. Gonna drive on this one set now. Maybe get a bit more back out of it. To maybe have a chance of pulling the rabbit out of the hat.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I guess his tires will likely struggle more than mine. Although mine have been through more.
Car on the right.
I think started at being run at the start, but mine are lower pressure setup, so they don't have a pressure as high. That's what I'm playing on right now. It's just, it's not really enough. He's just stuck there at like 25 seconds, and that's not freaking enough to do a drive through. Let alone do a stop and go. That I need to do. The race leader. Oh, come on, brakes! What the fuck was that? Ah, fucking brakes malfunction again. The ABS just completely going boob, and just throwing every sense of logic out of the window in the process, costing me a bunch of time. Okay. I hadn't even gotten a lap invalidated this entire race, so sure. Whatever. Is it finally gone? No, it's still not damp. Track is still wet, apparently. Jones is off there.
Car on the right.
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
Clear on the right.
No, fuck you. You nearly took me out before you rejoined there. I've lost so much ground there. Ah, it's the last thing I needed. Getting stuck in with traffic.
Car on the
And
right.
there's now a wall of traffic coming in on behind me.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
Down to 21 seconds. No chance that I'm staying in the lead. I'm fucking gonna lose the win because I didn't pit earlier.
Car on the right.
Ugh. So frustrating. This was my race and I fucking threw it away for no reason. None. Utterly no reason whatsoever. I just threw it away because I just thought that maybe the track will dry out at the end, and that if it just had kept raining instead of, you know, stopping randomly. Come on. Jack up. Oh, come on! Come on, fuel.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Let's go. Go, go, go.
No, he's already across the line now. There he goes. Fucking hell. Ugh. 4 seconds. That's all I fucking would have needed. If I had just pitted at the halfway point, I would have had easily him. And he would have likely not even run me down till the end. Not past me before the end. I just fucking gifted him the win! Because he, for some reason, mid-stint had so much more pace, there was no reason for him to be that much faster. With his stupid Camaro, completely underpowered car, doesn't have pace at all. Like, why the fuck are you faster, cheater? Nah, fuck off, Lucas. Get yourself together again. You're so shit at losing. I'm gonna blame myself for this entire shit show. Because it was me who messed up royally. It was entirely in the back. I had known that he was closing in, that he was closer than I expected, and I just didn't move on it. The track, by the way, yeah, it's gone down now, but like, it's not gonna matter now. Besides him being taken out, nothing is gonna fucking matter at this point anymore. Slapping 46s, I don't think my car's even capable of that shit. And that's gonna be another track limit, isn't it? Yep, that's another one. Come on, shitbox. Getting beaten by a fucking Camaro of all things. Embarrassment of the highest order. Entire race in the back and then just fucking throw it. I'm great, you've been fucking enjoying Mustang at least. Like, I don't drive it, drive something else. At least you don't have some Camaro guy beating the shit out of you for no reason. Sorry, I'm a bit pissed off right now. I threw a race win that was completely mine away here, and that's just... because I just didn't pit earlier. It was completely mine. I waited way too long because I thought that the track might dry off, so it might be a good strategy to wait to swap the dry tires. Guess what? Guess who waited in vain, because I'm still on wet tires now, despite having done the pit stop. Yeah. Come on, brakes, you fucking piece of shit. And he keeps running away additionally. Just rub the extra salt into the fucking wounds. Like, can't you just, you know, slow down and let me actually fight for the win that I completely fought for and deserve? At least that's the last lap anyway. And it's the only corner you can actually get track limits on this stupid circuit. Fucking garbage can of a car. But yeah, I pitted on the first lap. I didn't pit on the first lap. I started on wet tires when the others started on dry tires because the track was still dry. And that gave me a massive lead, obviously. They had to pit for tires, I didn't. And I still ended up losing the position because he made up enough ground for that. Just take that for what you will. I threw that much time away that I've lost in about 27 seconds worth of time throughout this race. It's unbelievably terrible for me. Utterly no performance. Fucking sucks. No other ways for it. And I could have easily still had it if I had pitted on the halfway point, because I would have still been in front of him. I would have just needed about 26 seconds worth of gap, and I had more than 30 at the halfway point. Just a bit of shit traffic. Before I came in, I had about 22, and that was just not enough anymore to pull the pit stop off.
Car on the right.
shitbox. Throw a completely safe race window away for no reason. No reason whatsoever. I just don't have pace. It's so frustrating, constantly. Like, hey, I outplay people in strategy and then fucking completely shoot myself in the foot. Because I go for a strategy that just didn't work. It just didn't dry off. Like, it was 15 minutes of no rain and the track just didn't dry off a bit. Fucking pure frustration with this garbage. I can just have, you know, add the car together to the new car. Right. Now where is the Ford? Mr. Ford, where are you hiding in the list of cars here? Oh, there it is, Ford Mustang. I'm still surprised there was no one actually in that race that had a Mustang. Oh, at least you missed me for losing a race there. There's the Mustang. Oh, there's a good... There's the horsey on it. I guess this is relatively good. You just need to pick a number, I guess, for the damn thing. 4 skill not found still. Save as new. Confirm. So, just the question of where do I actually go with the car? Where do I go with it? Oh, I guess I can go... That's the car precisely I got fucking beaten up this week with. Like, he was rolling last week and then beats my fucking ass this week. Track selection. Select the time of day. And let it take him. I didn't go for the accent lighting options for the car. Whatever. Doesn't end the world. A little bright than I wanted to. No, we're gonna stay with it. Aggressive presets. Yank the caster. There's no toe on it per default. Okay. Free TC, free ABS and free TC2. Well, that TC2 is going away immediately. 62 liters. Let's drive it with full fuel tank. 56% brake bias. Maybe. Well, I think look they're fine-ish. It's relatively cold in my session here, so let's go to brake ducts down a click. Go pressures up about 0.5. And that should help. Right, so, but I feel like I'm sitting way too close to the steering wheel. Let's fix the view settings on this car. Yeah, that's more like it. That's a bit closer to where I would say that belongs. Like this. Maybe a bit up. That looks fine. Good. Right. Ignition. A lot of understeer there. It doesn't wow me right now, this car. Oh, we have temperature, brake temperature display on the dash. Tire pressure is also displayed. Although the fonts chosen for them are like not great for VR. Comparison to the Maserati, this thing obviously will slow down there for travel. But I'm not getting what you're having in terms of issues on the downshift. The car is taking the down gears easily. Nothing special there. Thing slows down really well. Jesus, what the understeer there for this section is. Yeah, this thing is probably way too understeer still in the setup. At least for the Nordschleife. Low beam is on. Tire pressure still on the lower side. Probably a bit too low. Left wing mirror is a bit odd perspective on it. We have a rear view camera, so that's at least most of the big features that you would want. I've driven quite a bit of GT4s having actual. Whoa! Fucking hell! Some bump just sent the car for no reason. Well, that's fun. It's immediately fun to just be encounter bump, just be sent. I love when that happens. I fucking love this. Like I need some W's now. I fucking lost the race here for a race away. I don't need to like get more depressed because I've crashed a car for no reason. Yeah, honestly, this car's that special. Like, it has 4 wheels, and that's about like basically it. The engine note is, yeah, I guess it exists. It's like it's not terrible, like not like the greatest thing I've ever heard. But then again, I've been fucking bits of depressed guy for like years at this point. I haven't been able to feel anything for quite a while. Genuine excitement just eludes me. Everything I ever get to is like, I guess it's fine. Oh yeah, I didn't fix the pressures. Stupid. Only attempted to dial back the put more rake on it and just soften the front suspension. Just send it again, hoping that it will. Hello, car. Would you kindly exit the corner again? It's a bit more like it, but it's still like definitely isn't particularly nimble for high-speed corners. Not really much to say at this point. But yeah, the gears change fine. I don't know what that's supposed to be about. It's a bit wide. Apparently just about the track limits. Probably still too understeer this setup. I think I should exit some of these corners more in second gear. This car is at times way too twitchy in lower gears. Yeah, I think the front end is grinding on the ground here. It's part of the problem. Can hear it. We could lower the spring range for the front to stop it from doing that, perhaps. Let's perhaps get one fly in first. Brakes are pretty damn good on this thing. I was relatively willing to actually slow down for corners. Yeah, first gear seems to just produce a bit too much slip. So you kind of want to get out of it relatively quickly. Tires on the rear are still a bit on the low side, but well, roughly, yeah. The thing really with these brakes is like, when you hit the brakes, you feel like this thing is not gonna slow down ever. And then it suddenly just stops and you're like, huh. Because it did slow down. I don't know if that's a good feeling. Because you might just constantly underestimate its own braking performance. Yeah, 255 nearly up there. Have to lift for cover 2. Now the carousel, this is a tricky one. Fuck off! What the fuck is wrong with you? Validates the lap. Okay, fine, I'm gonna race your stupid right height after this lap, but I'm gonna still finish the stupid lap, okay? I'm in already a bad mood. I guess my car choice hasn't been quite made for me, because... well, it hasn't, like, set the world on fire for me so far, this car. Like, it's alright, I guess. I guess we're not gonna complete the lap because the car refuses profoundly to finish a fucking lap. Fuck off, you piece of garbage. No, we're not gonna race the front right hand. We're gonna reduce the spring range on the front. That should already stop the entire bottoming out problem on the front. Gonna also reduce the rear spring range because we don't need that much weight transfer to the rear. We shouldn't, at least. Unless there's enough. Raise the front right out a bit. Raise the rear a bit further. And all of those adjustments done. Perhaps a click of toe on the rear. Just a tiny bit to aid the car. Stabilizing out, of course. Oh yeah, right. Increased pressures on the rear. So, maybe this will now finally become drivable. These curbs are usually not that slippery. Yeah, this is the danger with these brakes, is like if you feel like the car's not slowing down at the beginning of the braking zone, but you know that the car will actually still pull it up, and it's like the margin of error is just non-existent for you. And you will regularly end up with a car that will not brake and slow down at all, or just completely overbrake, and you have no in-between for that. You either overshoot or undershoot the apex by miles. That's what cars like this produce. Keep braking relatively early for turn 1. Oh, come on. Double upshifted. Killed all the momentum there in one fell swoop. Oh, fuck off. Invalidate the lap immediately. No, we're gonna continue anyway. I'm not gonna do another out lap. Well, nah, we're gonna do another out lap. There is quite a bit of push mid-corner over the front. You can hear the front tires scrubbing their way. Could have pushed a bit harder through there. Time around, we're obviously heading onto the North Schleife. Check the right side up and close the bump stop range down the front, and it's still bottoming out at times. I feel like at times it isn't quite as bad. If I say that and then it goes kind of destabilized there off the fuddle. And the extra lap has at least granted me this vision here. Oh, I've seen it before, a bit more impressive. Maybe it's gonna be a bit better next lap. That wasn't quite the right lane. Come on. Get out of there again. Quite looking forward to the 24-hour race. Although who knows if I'm gonna actually be able to do these specific stints in the morning. If that someone else is gonna drive them. I mean, the night stints are also pretty fun. All the lighting stuff on the side of the road. Even though after the first glance they look kinda dull. Like, you know, it shouldn't kill performance and there was an attempt made. Despite, while not killing performance, to provide a pretty good atmosphere. For example, up at Brünchen, it's just, you know, the campsites are usually glow red, basically. Nights, but like, they don't quite do that. Now, how well will the car do this time through the carousel? Well, it didn't die this time around, so that's an improvement. Yeah, it's kind of still bottoming out a lot. Completely missed that apex. God, the car taking here a while to turn. So, jump. Well, it doesn't take off like the McLaren, at least. Oh, it's gonna understeer through here. Okay. It's not as bad as the aggressive preset Lexus. But it's not quite willing to make it to the apex either. Now, onto the jetting here. Let's see when the clock will stop at the end of this lap. I don't think it's gonna be particularly fast. Because we're approaching the 8-minute marker. And we're not still quite a bit away from start finish. Eight minutes. Bounced off the wall there. Bounced the line. 19, 20, 21, 22. Yikes. 22, like 21.8, like bruh. That is awfully slow. At least for me. Like I'm doing with the Lexus up about 18s, and that's still kind of fucking terribly slow. Let's be real. People are doing 14s on this circuit, and that's what I should be lapping, and not 18s. I'm just awfully washed, and it's just probably fucking throw the towel in finally. gotten as good as I'm gonna ever get, and I should just fucking finally quit. Really. There's no meta card, there's nothing gonna fucking help me at this point anymore. So for some reason just fucking didn't turn there. That was quite stupid. Sort of mount the curb there, I guess, but like not really. Like where are the 4 or so seconds that I need to match myself, at least, with the Lexus? Like, it's just... I mean, I guess I could actually, you know, my Western plugin would actually allow me to figure that out, funnily enough. There's a bit of time. Not bad as the damage. 6 seconds. Not worth it. It looks a bit better here. Yeah, the most biggest problem is the main thing is that I'm frustrated with myself. Like I always get angry with myself and then I take it out on others. It's so... It's really... yeah, frustrating. Ironic. But also not, because it kind of like feeds itself into a feedback loop. It makes me even more angry. Push up the mountain now. A lot faster through there. Lift here slightly. Although I guarantee this thing will get nerfed into hell. Back. For anything else. But yeah, and just drive itself quite similar to the Lexus, I guess. A bit better turning. It's a bit of a hybrid between BMW M4 and Lexus. I should brake before the crest there because the car does not land cleanly there on the bottom part. Oh fuck. Yeah, that was the entire 3.8 seconds gone because I hit the curb there, and compared to Lexus, this thing just killed itself. I think that relatively well concluded. I'm still not sure what car to fucking drive. That's basically the entire conclusion of it. I still don't know which car to drive for V-Track because, you know, this thing doesn't work quite either. I don't know. I mean, it's not terrible, but like it's the bee's knees. It's not like when I switched to the McLaren. This thing definitely isn't it. D401. Save the setup. I don't know, call the stream at this point. And finally wrap up this shit show at this point. Man, the sim grid has been like just so utterly worthless today. Standings, how is it looking in the GT4 standings considering, you know, my L that I took today? Although it will become my dropped score now, so I guess that there's that. Oh yeah, Runev was the guy who finished behind me at Red Bull Ring. It's like, it's very frustrating. Luke Wilson is roughly my same sim grid rating, but like I just can't beat him. It's just like, yeah, I would like to be semi-pro rated on SimGrid, but also like I can't fucking beat anyone who's actually faster than me. Or roughly the same rank as me. Instead I get my fucking shit kicked in by like 2,000 rookies who's driving the first race. That's usually how it goes, and just lose all my rating that I gained. Where did I get another ping? Yeah, I got a ping from my own bot. Thank you very much. I know I'm live. What else funny stuff do we have? Everybody and their mum obviously announcing some sort of race to celebrate the release of this thing. Does it matter? No, not really. I've only been live for 2 hours 21. How is it looking in terms of if there's something running? Can we drive the car even? Like, yeah, there is the Nordschleife Sprint Cup is in an hour. Okay, the GT3 Sprint is in Imola and is in about 20 minutes. I don't know if I want to drive that. Doesn't include the newest edition of car. Ferrari Ford. Yes, it is included in the sign-up list. That's neat. I am not interested in. Right. Well, that's included. Doesn't really matter too much. I guess I could drive the thing. Yeah, it sucks. Whenever like I get like the slightest bit of fucking competition, I immediately lose. And immediately end up becoming a run-up. It just sucks. I'm gonna lose anyway a bunch of fucking SimGrid rating again on the weekend because it's the next round of the Endurance Cup. It's like I was so close to getting up there and then just everything fucking implodes again. And like I think I didn't even get any rating from my finishing position in... Oh wait, I think this championship for some reason hasn't been so far actually even giving me ratings. So I think we're not even gonna get anything out of it. I don't know why. It just is what it is. Oh, where is... Come on, load my profile, please. Yeah, where was it? The... Yeah, Virtual Endurance Championship. I mean, I'm still surprised where we ended up in the standings. That's like the most weird part. Yeah. Race. Come on, SimGrid. Why are you so goddamn slow today? Yeah, 52 rating actually gained from that one, at least. I don't know why not get much recently. But still, standings from the Virtua 4 Hours is... Oh, good. Oh, come on. Why is this like taking so long to load anything? Yeah, P6 in the team standings. Despite having run 2 rounds, and one of these rounds was like the horror show that was Watkins Glen. So it's like we ran more like 1.5 rounds for all intents and purpose, but we still beat the UK racing car. So the highest place team that has done only 2 rounds. Well, actually, no, it's not quite accurate. The Wild Things Racing Coach Days Academy. That car has only done the first 2 rounds, and then was signed out for round 3 and then DNS'd round 4, so didn't even bother showing up. They beat us only because they have in round 2 a 6th place finish, while we got our 8th place finish there from Watkins Glen in team standings. We actually got our 2nd place then at the end of the season. And then we also beat out the UK car by 1 point, which finished 3rd and 5th. Which that's impressive. Obviously, no touching the Aston Martin that won the race again. They only had to run 3 rounds. There was no team that actually ran all 4 rounds. At least, well, actually there was. That's the QCA Motorsports. Netherlands. That Ferrari finished 12th, 11th, 10th, and 7th. Yeah, they didn't do too hard. And yeah, they're the only ones that finished alright. Got 24 points for that. No drop rounds in that championship, despite basically everybody taking a drop round. Which makes it even funnier. Solo drivers, on the other hand. Top 2 have run all rounds. With the Team Spirit car and the DC Sim Racing Solo. Hey, both of them. I hate yawning so much. I'm not that tired. How did you find the Mustang? Well, it had 4 wheels. That's a good descriptor of how I feel about it. I mean, I'm coming off like having just thrown a race away, so, you know, not in the fucking best mood, to say the least. And then crashed the Mustang twice on the Nordschleife, so, you know, not too good in the mood. And the only valid time I put in was a fucking 28:21, so 21:8 even. It's more like a 22. Although I was close to 3.5, 4 seconds up before I crashed going through Belfast. Because compared to, you know, our lovely understeery setup on the Lexus, that thing at least allowed you to just run the curbs through that section. The Mustang just bounced and immediately sent me into the fucking Shadow Realm. Quite interesting. Feels good for me. Okay. Well, I mean, I drove it. It's like the sound is a bit underwhelming. It's like nothing is. Like I expected a bit better. Maybe it sounds better from the outside, you know. Somehow nobody ended up driving it in the Sudo race. Expected someone to actually sign up for it, considering they allowed it, but I guess no one wants to change their car last minute, so. But I would have probably done it if I was the GT4. And again, I nearly won the race by playing the strategy, and then threw it away by not playing the strategy. Rubbed me in constantly the wrong way. Slightly modified jag sound. That's the rumors. I mean, its handling isn't quite like the M6. I will be... But it's been also a hot minute technically I've driven the M6. Although it could technically have the air of an M6. It is struggling in places to get around corners. Like Schumacher is on the GP circuit. Although I got it to that you can get through there with a light lift. It's not too dissimilar from the Lexus. Similarly on like another section it can like also grip up. It does handle relatively similar to the M4, I think. That's definitely for sure. Because it does allow you to actually, you know, turn into corners, which the M6 doesn't really play around with. The M6 isn't really interested in turning in. Neither does really the Lexus either. It's like the selection of more modern cars like the 296, the 720S, the M4 all have this like characteristics where if you ask to turn an input, they will usually respond with turn an input. They will rotate on steering. They will just allow you to actually get around corners. All the other cars usually you're just busy, you know. You have to stop, wait for them to turn, and then you can drive out of the corner again. And it's a bit more frustrating to drive them. I guess I'm getting way too tired. Thing is, I haven't even slept beforehand a bit. Came home and like laid down a bit in bed and just fucking passed out for like I think 2 hours or so. So also kind of believable it would be modified jack sounds. After all, as I said, it doesn't really sound that special. I think the Camaro sounds a lot better than the Mustang. Let me be real. Okay. Maybe I just drove it on the wrong circuit. I guess I could drive it, load up Spa now and do some more laps. I guess. Where did I put? I think I threw already my gloves. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do any more laps before I absolutely taint my opinion about this car by just being in a shit mood right now. Like that sounds like a pretty bad idea to me, at least. Hey! Oh, why the fuck am I yawning so much? No. No, I'm not going to bend. Not quite yet. Max out those first. It comes with -2 out of the box. Goodness gracious. And damages are very fun. Basically, although I think I'm gonna run the 3.3 setup that we were running on the McLaren. Sabrent front is very low. Very stiff springs in comparison to the Nordschleife. Can tell you that. Brake bias is very much to the center. Well, yeah, I would expect it. Tire pressures, I don't know, maybe it'll free up. I just need to grab on my gloves again.
Green light, go, go, go.
Both of you. I've technically also plopped out my VR headset cable. I'm not gonna fish that one back in. Come on. Go back, commands. Oh, forgot to turn the pit limit on anyway. Your findings into management chat. I could have been perhaps a bit quicker than typing. I could have seen them before driving out, but maybe it's better I haven't seen them yet. So I can, I guess, form my own opinion. It does take landings a bit hard. There was also an issue on the Nordschleife despite a lot softer suspension there. The jump at Flansgarten 1, which isn't too much of an issue with the Lexus, but a lot of an issue with the McLaren, where the thing just nearly doesn't blow over. Well, that it doesn't take well. Flansgarten 2, the actual jump hill, that thing it takes fine, but like then if you try to run the curbs in bell of S because you're understeering, for example, it will just eject you over them, and the Lexus just doesn't do that. We're definitely sticking with the Lex for at least this week for the Nordschleife 8-hour race. Asa's gonna be in the lineup for that one. I need to hit her up again that she follows the SimGrid organization so we can add her to the lineup. Car feels a bit understeery. can definitely see how people can think this is just jack sound. The reverb definitely sounds like it. Nope. Not able to take flats. The thing is way too understeer there. Way too much understeer. I don't know what fucking song is smoking that he thinks this is flat. Thing is, he's doing 21s only on the circuit, so it's not even that fast. And yeah, definitely not on the stock setup. I think there's quite a bit of room to loosen the car further from this point. It's still very understeer on this aggressive preset. Yes, yeah, and understeer's basically everywhere right now. I have to live there because it just isn't turning. It just isn't responding on the front end. Yeah, tire pressures are a bit on the high side actually. I misunderstood my tire pressure direction. Jesus, how much understeer. But yeah, it also loves the wheel spin on the first gear. The pace is alright, I would say. Considering how grateful it kind of drives right now. But that probably indicates the thing needs badly to be nerfed at Spa. Like, I guarantee this thing wouldn't make it till the first round of V-Track before it gets nerfed to oblivion. Yeah, you can, I guess, take your flat. I need to line it up just right to get there. Because if I'm able to match very closely to... Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, technically the McLaren was also under like 30 kilograms of bob, so like that thing would also be faster. Because I'm obviously driving right now without any bob. About half a second up right now. Fucking turn. Still turned in too late there. Last time I fought that corner, this hard was like... Okay, technically it was alright the last time I drove it here, but like... 488 Evo? Well, I haven't raced the 488 even that much. Besides the 24-hour race I did with it at Indy. 16th gains. Although, yeah, actually, we're running with way less fuel in the tank. We're running only with 62 liters. That's the big difference. I've just realized why I'm like this close to my McLaren times. Yeah, we're running with 62 liters instead of the usual 120. Yeah, that's the cut. Too much honesty there. Was nearly 4 tenths up. Fun to steer through there. Yeah, people say it might be the aero maps of an M6, but like, I don't think so. Considering you can take a roof flat, you can't do that with an M6. At least not with a lot of setup work to convince the car up the hill. With a lot, I mean a lot of setup work. Increased the rear right height by quite a bit. Stiffen the rear anti-roll bar maybe a bit. And yeah, lower the tire pressures by 0.7. So let's try this again. Maybe softer suspension is the solution in this case. Because it's just a bit too stiff, but then again the only bumps really on the circuit are the pit exit. And the curbs you mount. I wanted to see what optional dashboards this thing may or may not come with. Less cramped setup here. There's some data being removed. Yeah, that's the only two option. Well, yeah, the Qualy and the race setup. That shows the laps remaining on fuel. Yeah, that's neat. Bottom right in the race display. First gear is just so bad in acceleration, you kind of need to skip out of it. This car will just try to push itself around. It's still invalidated, that line? Well, that's kind of unfair. fucking what? Hello, car. Would you kindly like not die? That corner is just a nightmare for how much understeer it produces there. My delta calculation just completely gone berserk there. Didn't realize there was a new lap started. And it's still fucking invalidated me, goddammit. I forgot how laps were counted and just got completely confused. It takes up 60 seconds up a wild time. It's so confused. It's a lot closer to how it should be. Completely off the apexes there. Why did the car suddenly hook up? Who knows? At this point I have no clue why it worked that time. Oh god damn it. Completely violated track limits there. I shifted at the wrong time. Hello, car, would you kindly plant out of corners? Yeah, I was genuinely struggling this thing at times to just not oversteer like an absolute troglodyte. It's suddenly turning in these high-speed corners, like it makes no sense! Why is it suddenly working? It's just fucking with me at this point. Yeah, we're really rivaling now the 720S pace here. Still not. This thing wants to kick like a lot. Like, it should give me more low-end torque, but like I always feel like I need to down gear more aggressively than you would expect with a car like this. Way too wide there. Missed the apex completely. Still up though. We're not gonna get quite sub 18 here. But we're definitely getting into the low 18s here. Ah, lost a bunch of momentum there out of the corner.
Well done, mate. That was the best.
Yeah, 18 too. Just loves to kick like a mule out of corners at times. Oh, the Mustang, duh. Yeah. My hand's a lot like an M4. With the fact that it, you know, turns into corners. And not like the Nissan and the likes. That's a lot smoother through there. Pretty sure there's still some time left in Puan. Let's try staying in third through here. it's definitely more stable. Ooh. Ah, just about invalidated. Just about. So close, but yet so far. Yeah, it's a real struggle just getting this thing out of that corner without having to lift. It is really wanting to refuse. Which reminds me more of the older GT3s rather than the newer ones. 488 Evo and the like. Not like a 296. Car is newer than the 296 or an M4. Well, that was really close to track limits. Used every little inch there that was left. Alright then, I guess the cars don't want to go any faster. Well, that wraps it up nicely, I think. Yeah, it kicks a bit much. That's... You can very easily lose this car on the throttle. Oh, this is gonna catch out so many people who are thinking, yeah, we're gonna swap to the meta car, and it's like, no, this is not gonna work out for you well. This is gonna catch so many of them out. This car is not as good as people think it is. Like, it's probably, for actually competitive guys, it might be a meta car, but like, the average person will utterly get defeated by this thing. This thing will run circles around them. Will run them into walls constantly rather than allowing them to run circles around their competition. I didn't want to play with the accent lighting, briefly. What options do we have? We have down here? What does option 2 do? Oh, it adds a light strip on the back. I see. Option 3 does not add a light strip, adds a light strip on the top. Option 4. Wait, that's driver side window, but only driver side window. And then that's all of them. So yeah, option 2 is probably the best with the slight underglow there, and then light strip on the rear roof. Just don't say it's red, it looks a bit confusing to the The rearing mount on this car is really kind of cool. How it like just goes into the bonnet, the rear trunk, top of the trunk lid there, into there to mount the rear wing onto. It's been interesting. I guess getting it closer to the to above the suspension or something, or just getting the shape of the rear wing supports a bit more aerodynamic shape. I don't know. Things that never make sense on this realm. Oh, these things just do not make sense. Alright, let's quit out of the game. We've done a bit more extra driving. It's growing a bit on me, but like also like not. I'm still not sold on the car. Yeah, I see your findings are your lap times are very similar with the 720S AMG and the Mustang around Spa. I see. I mean, that's what we kind of saw here now with the me being relatively similar to my 720S times with the Mustang. Granted, this was with 62 liters rather than 120, like I would usually run in race trim. But still, this is, I guess, close enough to get an idea. Disable eco mode on this thing, please. And reduce the frame rate. Otherwise this thing acts up. This one probably also has eco mode enabled. Advanced settings. Disable eco modes. Say down to 15 FPS. So prefer those settings. Right. Oh yeah, and we need to now swap preset over to 1. Okay then. Right, I think that wraps it up for tonight. A lengthy stream. I need to get back to I was prepping something for specifically writing a Rust library to solve the problem of finding folders, finding the wine prefix and finding the proton prefix and finding stuff inside of the proton prefix. Because this is relatively easy to do on Windows. Like that's just like a non-issue usually on Windows. Also, it's really fun with my heart rate tracker. Like I've just taken it off right now, and it's still tracking me for like 158 heart rate. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. I think this one is a bit faulty, rather than my heart rate being a bit higher than usual. I know it was previously at least working roughly because those the old numbers with like my relatively high idle of like 90, that is roughly where the number should be. Right, it is roughly like 80, 90. Like these numbers do add up from when I do blood donations. Although I am a bit under. They're taking like my heart rate while I am while they are about to like peek me into the front of one of my fingers, and like it hurts quite a lot. Okay, so there is that. I'm under that threat constantly while I'm getting my heart rate measured. So it's like, how accurate is the measurement? Well, who the fuck knows at this point, kind of. But the numbers do add up together. But like my just basically do nothing and hit 140. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's the case. Like, the numbers just go a bit high while I'm not doing much. And it's like, I don't feel my heart beating hard. I think the numbers are just not right. Something isn't quite right. In any case. Oh, I think it is very much time to call it a night. In any case. Good night. Bye bye. Maybe I will be back tomorrow. I shall see.